Now, this next performer is another good friend and probably the best actor I've ever worked with. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome John Frisby.
I'm a little short. I'm going to recite a poem from my upcoming book, Tears of a Ghetto Child. I drove 100 miles an hour into a metal pole and the pole didn't budge. My car condensed like a soda can and I was only saved by God's love. Did I deserve His grace? I'm more than unsure that I actually did. I often question if He did it for me or if He was taking mercy on my kids. You see, at the time I was the worst father that is. I figured I had all the time in the world to be around for my kids, and because I quote-unquote handled my biz, I figured nothing could be wrong with the way that I lived. I remember waking up covered in blood and pieces of broken glass, thinking that this was the ultimate punishment for how I lived in my past, thinking how I was just 2 blocks from home and needed the strength to make it there to say I'm sorry. I remember how I used to say nothing could take me out of here, shorter than an army. How tears flowed down my face as I pictured the look on my wife, my family, my friends, and most of all, my baby's faces, standing outside the hospital room as the doctor informed them all how sorry he or she was that I didn't make it. The thought alone was too much for me. I couldn't take it. So I tried to lift my body to no avail. Right then I knew I had broken many bones because the pain was incredibly intense and hurt like hell. As smoke filled the car, I knew I was running out of time to make things right with the Savior. I then repented for each and every sin, asking God for one final favor, to please put on the hearts of those I loved a security of knowing how much I did without doubt, and for all those living as I lived to see me as an example and a reason to change the course of their selfish route. I guess that's when the pain increased, my clarity ceased, and eventually I passed out. I awake to a bright light of a woman screaming, bright light of a flashlight, and a woman screaming she just called for help to get me out. I remember being delusional and thinking they couldn't save me, they would only prolong my demise. Next I heard another voice yell, "We need the jaws of life." Then I remembered them counting to 3 before pulling my broken body from the wreck, and a woman saying, "He's in such a bad shape, I need to cut off all his clothes so I can check." My naked, broken body lay on a metal slab in the back of this ambulance. And all my deranged brain could think is how she just cut in half my favorite jacket and pair of pants. My mind danced in and out of consciousness as if the sirens on top of the vehicle was a lullaby. Suddenly I heard the rantings of a young man screaming, "Help my cousin, I refuse to let him die." Still delirious, I cried out, "You're no cousin of mine." He said, "John, I am your cousin on your mother's side. Now take it easy, we're almost there and I swear you're going to be just fine." At this point, I could no longer murmur words at all. I passed out again only to awaken by the loud noises of a crowded hospital hall. Immediately, they rushed what was left of me into a room marked surgery and proceeded to work on me and my body with the highest sense of urgency. I heard one of the doctors say over me, "I'm concerned this young man might not walk anymore." With that statement, again, my tears began to pour. I slowly lifted my head as the doctor said, "Thank God there's no damage to his spinal cord." A constant morphine drip made the next few days as painless as can be. Somewhere in the afternoon of day 3, I demanded for my doctor to come and talk to me. I informed him how I hated hospitals, and for me to fully recover, he had to send me home. He said the only way I will if you could stand up on your own. I agreed, knowing I have to muster every ounce of strength I need. To be confined to the comforts of my home, I have to show there's nothing I can't achieve. Enduring undescribable pain, I slid my broken body to the end of the bed, telling myself that I can do this and that the pain was all in my head. I stood. To the amazement of the doctors and myself, since I'm being completely honest, that moment was more than an accomplishment. For me, it was a triumph. The doctor made the arrangements for my departure just as he had stated, And as they transferred me from that dreary hospital room back to the ambulance, I felt totally elated. As we began to exit, the skies above began to rain. When I asked the orderlies to leave me in it for a minute, they thought I had went insane. Although I had not gone crazy, something inside me had definitely changed. I felt as if I was reborn, and that water was sent to wash away my previous life filled with pain. That was some time ago, and I'm proud to say I recovered 100%. I am a great father and a better man now that I've accepted. In life, we should all strive to live right because none is exempt from the unexpected. Thank you for letting me share.